to this Sunday morning service here at Salt and Light Christian Church. The story that I will be telling you all this morning is about the missionary Gladys Aylward, the missionary to China. She was born in 1902 to a poor family in England. And as a young woman at the age of 14, she dropped out of school to begin working as a housemaid. Before the age of 20, she went and attended a revival church meeting, and there she gave her life to Christ. Not long after her conversion to Christianity, she felt a strong calling to go to China as a missionary and to spread the gospel. However, she tried going through the Chinese Inland Missions Organization, but because of her struggles with the local language, she was not accepted. Yet she did not let this stop her. She was determined to find her own way to be a missionary to China. And at the age of 20, in 1932, she set out on her own, got on a train, and began her journey to China as a missionary. In northwestern China, she met a fellow Christian woman who also had a heart to bring the message of the gospel to the Chinese. And the two of them together opened an inn in north central China. Here, this inn was along the mule routes, the trade routes that the locals would use. And here at this inn, they offered food, shelter, and stories of Jesus to every traveler that came and stayed there at their inn. Throughout her ministry, she began adopting orphans in the local area that had no one else to take care of them. And her little inn slowly became an orphanage as well over time. During the 1930s, the late 1930s, China became a war zone as Japan invaded. And despite her having a good reputation with the locals, going as far as even working with the local magistrate to cease the practice of foot binding. I don't know if you know what that is, but they would basically force women's feet to be smaller and curl their toes, and it would deform their feet. And so she worked to cease this practice. But despite her good reputation with the locals, she still had a price put on her head, as all of the foreign missionaries did at the time, being suspected as spies. Yet, once again, she didn't let this stop her from her ministry. As the war waged on, however, the area that her inn was in was becoming more and more dangerous. And eventually, in the late 1930s, she took her orphans that she was taking care of, nearly 100 at this time, and led them through a mountain pass to a village further in the west to flee the war front, saving their lives, of course. We see from her ministry and her life that she clearly had a great love for the Chinese people, and more so, a desire to see them come to Christ and be saved. Many have asked what motivated her to do so, especially despite all of the pitfalls throughout her ministry. Yet, I think it's clear when you really look into what she did and the life she led, that she was motivated by the love of Christ that he had for us and that he extended to her for the Chinese people. So thank you. Let's bring the music up.